Four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
And here we go, Big D Energy. How you doing today? My name is Stick. Filling in for Neil Rule, who has a little bit of a rumbly in his tumbly, but that's all right. Hopefully he's getting over that.
A little gurgly in the turgly.
You know what that winds up as? Just
Spenny, you know anything about that, buddy?
A pleasant day on the throne?
I've been thugging it out. That's true professionals. We come in, we thug it out. We get our stuff done in the morning. No, we hope Neil's okay. Excited to see him back tomorrow. I think it was the Teals. I think he might have been scared of the teal.
The teal made him sick?
Yeah. Is that what it is? Well, we'll have to wait another day to find out. Or he just wasn't sure about what his opinion of him was. But I'm sure Stick is. I'm sure you are. I'm sure the legend killer Sammy Flannel, who is here as always.
Yeah, me and Spence had an exchange last night on Twitter over the teal. A little exchange.
I don't like the teal jerseys. Back in my day, those weren't okay.
Is that where you're at?
I'm not a fan of the teal, man. I was party pooper last night on Twitter. Like, I tweeted right under and I caught heat. Like, people were making fun of me. But you know what? Like, it is what it is. Like, I have PTSD from those jerseys. Like when Joe Dumars took over, he said, I don't bleed teal, and he changed the colors. The next thing you know, we go on a championship run. No success is tied to those jerseys.
That could be a lot to it because you were around.
Yeah.
A lot of the younger kids who... So here's the thing.
And that's Spence calling me an old man.
I'm the same way as far as I...
Bring back the Great Depression. Why not?
I hated them. Right? I hated them originally. I'm along the lines of you because they don't represent, that's not winning the teal.
Right.
But let me just say this, as the kids that come around, I think this now, Stick, follow me here, this could really represent this new regime in the Pistons. And I think this is the time, if you're going to bring them back, it makes sense to me because this gives these guys their own identity.
Right.
Right? To me, I'm not going to put these teal guys back with the old teal guys that didn't do anything. I'm going to give these guys a shot. And at the end of the day, I got to think that coming out of that locker room, like I said, the youth, and that's what we're dealing with in this locker room, the youth, whereas opposed to the going to work Pistons and stuff like this, a little bit more experienced and more men in the Chaunceys and the Bens and, stuff like that. So I like it for this team, and I can see why, because I've come around them.
Yeah,
so I
a lot
used
of people
to be
like
that
him.
guy. I used to be old guy. I'm gonna let it play
old
out.
Guy.
Well, I am old guy now, but no.
Here's what I tried to equate it to. So,
it.
like, kids like Spencer, like young infants like Spencer can understand this. This is like in 20 years, the Pistons coming back and being like, you know what? We really like those gray jerseys from when Blake Griffin was here. Remember, we made the playoffs a couple times. Yeah, we got swept, but we made the playoffs, and those gray jerseys. And Spence is going to be like, dude, I remember those gray jerseys. The team played awful. They looked awful. And that's what I equate it to. They just retired the gray jerseys, and they're going to bring them back in 20 years. And I think everybody that's a fan now will be like, ugh, the gray jerseys?
First of all, the teal jerseys are fire, so they don't look awful. Second of all, I don't care. If the players, if Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey, if they want to wear those jerseys, they can wear those jerseys. If they want to wear the gray jerseys, they can wear the gray jerseys. It's on them.
If they want to wear clown suits, we'll throw them out there in clown suits. You're willing to just throw these guys out there in anything.
It's what they want to wear. They have the right to. This is their team. I don't give a shit. Sorry about that era. That era's gone. This is the new era. If that's what they want to wear, that's what.
So
they
if it's
wear.
a new era, why go backwards?
Because they're hard.
That's not the new era. That's the old era.
They're alternates too. We're gonna wear. It's not like they're wearing them all year. They're gonna wear them 8 to 10 games a year. If that's what the guys want to wear out there, that's how they want to look.
I guess the poll question is, if you're buying a Pistons jersey, are you buying a teal one or first?
Yeah.
Or are you buying?
They're gonna sell, man.
No,
They're gonna
but
sell.
are you going here for the alternative, or are you going to go get like what John Yu from Pro Sports Zone last week gave away, the autographed Cade Cunningham, original? Are you going to go there? That would be more of my question. Or is this like just a bonus caveat, or is this sort of like the style?
I have a white Cade Cunningham jersey already. I'm going to buy a teal jersey. I don't know if
you didn't have the white,
I would still do it.
If you didn't have the white one, so you didn't have a Cade right now and these came out or whatever, and you could only buy one jersey, the white, the blue, or the teal.
I'm buying the teal.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's sort of where my question is, and I wonder if that's sort of more age appropriate. For me and Stick, I would assume that we're more on the same wavelength. We get the dark blue one. Right, like as far as because that's more the throwback.
Yeah, I like the all reds.
Consistency. Well,
I like the lightning bolt throwback. Like if we're gonna go to the '70s, I like that throwback a little bit better than the teal. I mean, and they did that back when the Going to Work Pistons were around. They wore the lightning bolt throwbacks. But
here's the conversation though: when they do wear it, if they play like the old Pistons that wore it, then we'll be up in arms.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And then we'll be like, oh, great, teal, we suck again. No, I don't want that. But, you know, like I get it that today's players want to wear this jersey. But if you go back in the history of the Pistons, and this is old man trying to educate the youth again, since y'all just want to be casuals and only catch up on what's recent, like, even the Pistons back then didn't want to wear them. Ben Wallace didn't want to wear it. Joe Dumars didn't want to wear it. Grant Hill is quoted as saying he didn't love the teal jerseys. So, like, even the players then didn't love the jerseys, man.
The past is in the past. I don't care about their opinions because they're not playing for the team right now.
You don't care about Ben Wallace's opinion. You don't care
his
about Grant Hill's opinion. You don't care about Joe Dumars' opinion.
Not about what they're wearing on the floor right now. No, not at all. I respect
the guy that brought you 3 championships to Detroit. His opinion means nothing.
I agree with Spencer because they're not there now.
Yes.
And whatever, if this young guy, we can agree the teal don't go hard. But it's a different. You got to have respect to this different generation where they're trying to, they maybe they want to bring it back and show that they could use the horse heads and the Motor City Power and all that stuff to their advantage. So
I just remember rocking a starter jacket with that thing, going to the Palace, and the Pistons just getting blown out as Terry Mills is trying to drain threes from 2 feet behind the three-point line.
Great. Remember
John
that.
Crotty trying to drive the lane. Like there's just so many bad memories attached to those jerseys.
I get it, but these aren't that guy. I think that the uproar will be is if there's a curse on those jerseys when they wear them and somebody gets hurt or whatever like that, you'll go to that. But I like the fact that these guys want to bring it back and start. And so I read that teal does not go hard, but maybe they want to make it go hard. Maybe in 2022, 2023, the alternative jersey, maybe the teal is the new go hard.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm with you, Spence. If they're winning games, they can be out there in clown suits for all I care.
Exactly.
As long as they're fun to watch, it's.
Hey, Ryan Lentz says teal is fire, so you know they're not going to work out.
Yeah, Ryan Lentz has an Austin Meadows jersey. I don't want to hear that.
That's what I'm saying.
Get out of here, bro.
He proved your point, Stick. He just proved. He said it's fire,
teal
so that he just automatically took it down 2 notches. But I see a lot of people in chat saying, "I'd buy."
Oh yeah, they're going to make money
3.
off this. Twitter was going insane. Like this is I am definitely in the minority here, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. But I've been in this minority forever. I'm not changing my stance now that they're actually here. What about you, Flannel Sam? You're not from Detroit. You don't really have an affinity towards these jerseys. You don't have a relationship like I do to them. Does it really matter to you?
I can see both sides to this one. Stick to your side. It was not a very good era of Piston basketball, and it was a bridge between 2 great eras, Bad Boys and Going to Work. And I understand that bringing them back will remind you of a bad era. But I was actually talking to our very own Jeff Iafredi in the back before the show.
See?
Yes, and he mentioned something that I thought was interesting. If they would have done this during the Stan Van Gundy era when Andre Drummond was our all-star and things were pretty hopeless, yeah, I wouldn't like it at all. But this Pistons team, I think we can all in this building agree that they are ascending. And this is their chance to kind of vanquish that narrative of the teal. And if they want to wear it, I'm down with it. So like I said, I can see both arguments. I don't really have a side in this one.
The dichotomy I live in. This kid will just roast my bottom and go after anybody. But what he said right there is absolutely, and I agree, there would be outrage because Stick, remember that? It would just be, here we go again,
Right.
Don't bring them back. That's why I think we can break you out. And here's something for all of us to recognize as this year goes on, as they play with them. Stick, I think, might become more comfortable if they prove what Jeff's saying, what Sam just brought up. That's That's great with new information because that's how I feel. Don't put it on these guys. These guys are different, and more so to your point, right? Not just the talent, but it's not Stan Van Gundy, right? This is Troy Weaver, right? This is him making the call. This is the Dwayne Casey and the Cade Cunninghams and the Sadiq Bays and the Jaden Ivies and stuff like this is stuff that we get excited for. And these guys want to start it there. I'm sure there's a reason that they went this way. And it all has to do with something to prove. And obviously, they find it fire. They like it. So I like it, too, because they like it, and I'm on board. But nicely done, Legend Killer.
But you think about, like, the Red Wings jersey. We wouldn't mess
But that's
around with
original
changing.
6. You can't.
Okay,
That's original.
Detroit Tigers. We wouldn't want a crazy alternate.
That's
Exactly,
100
but
years.
there's the core there, right?
It's different in basketball.
It's different. See, I would
how's
love
it
the black
different?
third
Because
jersey.
you're allowed to wear any jersey you want, and for baseball and football and even hockey, there are specific parameters of what jerseys you can wear when. In basketball,
Yeah, but still,
Adam
like
Silver
Tampa
made
Bay's
it-
changed up their jerseys. Like other teams change up their jerseys
they-
over time. The Yankees don't change their jersey. You know why? Because they're awesome.
This isn't a
Tigers
complete
don't change their
reboot,
jersey.
though.
You know
They're
why?
not changing their jersey. They're giving an alternate option for them to wear 10 games out of the year. It's not like they're completely
and
going
because
back
here's
to
the
teal.
thing, what plays into, right, where basketball is about more the individual, and right, so it's more about sell. That gives you options. It gives you to sell to what it is to be more interactive with the fan and what the fan wants, right? You're talking. When you're talking original teams and Stoic, yeah, you would never want to change that because that's what they represent. Like the Cubs and the Tigers and the Yankees and stuff. So I think it depends the sport. And then you even look when you go into football, right? We're talking about helmets yesterday and all this. There's a very strategic. Those guys get fined if they got something out of place as far as uniform wise, color wise, or anything else. So. Different rules. And I think it goes down to what you said, where Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, has made it more, a players individually driven league. And I think with that comes, the alternative jerseys and different colors. And, obviously teal sells. Teal's around the league, and I think the San Jose Sharks and stuff like this. And
Well, that's when it all came out, right? Like, that was the 90s. That was like the birth of the teal. The San Jose Sharks came out with it. That's when the Pistons got caught in the mix. And, like, it was part of a fashion trend. And, you could tell by the clothes, the 90s are coming back. Bright colors are coming back and stuff like that. So I understand why they're doing it. It's just, I never liked them, and I'm not going to change now because they seem to be the popular
if they win
opinion.
with them, stick, your opinion will change.
It doesn't, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, this is like what color nail polish my girl wears. I don't care as long as she's hot and like treating me right? So like, this is really such an arbitrary conversation.
Oh,
The fact that people are getting so heated with me on Twitter about it, like, literally, I tweeted, I love the Pistons, hated that teal era. And people just were like freaking out about it. But at the end of the day, no, I love the Pistons. If they come out in teal jerseys every game this season, I'm still going to be rooting for them. I'm just not going to be like, oh, man, I love those jerseys. And that's it. That's really. So if you don't like them, if you do like them, doesn't matter. They're here.
And Mike G brings up a great point because he brings the teal and Darko, right? Does the teal remind you of Darko? Is that why?
No. Darko was in 2003 was when we drafted
So
it. We were
no
past the
teal?
teal at that point.
Okay, just making sure. I just want to make sure there's no.
Yeah, Darko never rocked the teal.
All right.
No, and honestly, if you go back and look at the Pistons' records during that time, they weren't horrible teams, but Sam put it the best way. They were the bridge between the greatness of the franchise, right?
Which means they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, well, they did have a chance. They could have carried on the greatness.
No,
They
but it
could have
means they
continued
didn't
it.
have a chance when they started going downwards in the fandom, and then you're always going to remember because what's great before and then what comes after, you focus on that, and what you focus on your fandom because you lived through it was the teal jerseys. Does that make sense?
I also think that, like, yeah, you know, all the bad memories you say, but once Jaden Ivey's wearing that teal jersey and puts his nuts on the back of somebody's head with a dunk, or that first lob from Cade Cunningham to Marvin Bagley, that first dagger three Sadiq Bey hits, all of that will go out the window. We'll be like, all right.
I hope it does, man. I honestly hope it does. I hope I can get over this. I really do. I don't like feeling this way. I really don't. You know, normally I'm accused of being a homer, but because I don't like teal jerseys, all of a sudden I don't like the Pistons. Just get the hell out of here with that. Let me tell you about my bookie. You want to be betting on what the Pistons are going to be wearing first game, opening night? Is it going to be the teal jerseys? We'll find out, but I'm sure you could bet that and many more lines at mybookie.com right now. And if you're a first-time signer-upper, make sure you use code Woodward when you do that. You'll get some free money in return. mybookie.com. Go play some bets. It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, we're fired up. Did you check the baseball schedule today? Man, we got a Subway Series starting. I know our boy Maz. He's going to be fired up. Hey, I might even have a play for that one here shortly, so pay attention. But listen, before you got to get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. Listen, it's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. Hey, Maz, you ready for this winter? We're going to take your boys, the Yankees, in the first 5 against the Mets. Mets don't hit very well against lefties, and let's just keep that bullpen out of it for the Yankees. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
The Academy of Warren is a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field, and can also be used for 7-on-7 football. The kindergarten to 8th grade features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and athletics. So if you want to be a part of Academy of Warren, enroll today, academyofwarren.net.
Welcome back to Big D Energy. What you got there, Fish?
This looks like an ice cream bar.
Right. You got
come
ice cream?
on,
M&M ice cream bars? Where'd
Let's
you
go.
Oh, what? Who are you getting those for?
Tuesday.
And why do you have those?
Adam set him out with his
Yeah, so at 10:30 I was told to get poster board and markers and stuff.
Oh, because Adam's going to the
Tigers
Avila game
tonight.
tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he needs poster boards and markers, and I just decided to grab some strawberry milk.
Yeah,
And then I
there's only
decided to
4,
grab-
Spencer.
Yo, Spence.
There's only 4, Spence.
Benny.
No, well, there's only 3, Spence. There's only 2, Spence.
My plan certainly backfired when I got these because my goal was obviously to, take it to my house, and I remembered, oh, great, I have to come back here. So I decided to just give them to people because
because you're
They
the
would
man,
melt.
Fish.
what am I going to do, sit them in
They
my
would-
car for
they
30
would-
minutes?
They would melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
the economical thing to do. I'm glad you did it.
So I had to bring them here, which is fine.
Spencer
Fish,
said he'd buy you lunch tomorrow.
We didn't get your opinion on this, Fish. What do you think about the teal jerseys?
I think they're fine.
Okay.
I mean, I think everyone's overblowing it. Oh my God, the teal jerseys are back! Yeah, it's jumping around. It's like, nope, it's just a jersey. Like, it's cool, but it's just a jersey.
What's the greatest jersey in sports?
Um,
What's your favorite jersey? Because you watch every freaking sport. If you don't know, like, is it a cricket jersey? Is it a rugby jersey? Is it like who has the best jerseys?
Oh, no, Jeff. Now Jeff's stealing one.
Go for it.
Good God. Did you guys hear they retired the
right,
Choco
Fish.
Taco?
Give me a call.
We'll talk about that right after Fish.
I don't know if I have one.
Okay, that would be on point to Fish.
I mean, I'm a fan of. I mean, I'm wearing blue.
He likes
so
the All Blacks
I like
uniforms.
blue. Well, I just like the team. I mean, the jerseys are pretty cool.
What's your
but
favorite
they're just-
CFL uniform?
I mean, Toronto's are pretty cool because it's like dark
Come on,
blue,
man.
light blue.
St. Peters,
Um,
Calgary.
Calgary's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
They have
red.
good. I mean, the logos are cool too. Like, I like the Pistons logo.
The horse with the teal? You like
Yeah,
that
it's-
horse?
It's fine.
Horsepower?
I do like the red ones though.
What about the maroon jerseys? We haven't discussed those because that was the opposite side of the teal. You guys hype on the maroon?
Don't like those as much.
Okay.
Are they bringing them back too?
They probably will.
Oh.
They probably will.
By the way, they're only bringing them back for 10 games.
Yeah.
The teal.
10
so.
too many. All right. Well, thank you, Fish. Enjoy your ice cream.
Hey, thanks for the ice cream, bro.
Yeah,
I'll
thanks,
try.
Fish.
Really need
And
that. You made my day.
You got strawberry milk there, too?
Yeah, I'm not. I just drink white normal milk, but I decided to go bold and go strawberry.
Oh,
It's actually
dude.
really good.
Somebody control Fish, man. He's out of control today. Don't get too drunk over there on that strawberry milk, all right, buddy?
I'll try not to. It's really good though.
All right. Love you, Fish. Thank you for everything. But
Thank you, sir.
Choco Taco. They retired the Choco Taco.
What?
It was a staple of my childhood.
Yeah, they did. They discontinued
They
it yesterday.
discontinued it. Speaking of ice cream, that's what it was.
Oh.
Dude, and that
yeah.
was what I got every single time. The ice cream truck would roll around my neighborhood, and I used to have an ice cream man that looked like Hulk Hogan in Walled Lake. The guy was a legend, absolute legend. You'd run out there, you get your Choco Taco, and that's it. Now it's no more. So rest in peace. Bad couple 24 hours for me.
That's a damn
Teal,
shame.
and now Choco Taco. It's not looking good. But what is looking good, Lions training camp is here. I cannot wait. Thank you, Flannel Sam. And what's really interesting and different about this year, obviously, Hard Knocks is in town. Like, it's being filmed right now in Allen Park. Like, all this stuff, the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Did they say when the first?
Hard Knocks is?
Yeah.
It's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Wow.
And we're going to do a show here on Woodward, Anson and I, at 11 o'clock at night. It's a 30-minute show recapping Hard Knocks, kind of like a Hard Knocks watch party recap.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
we'll
Soft
definitely,
taps.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
definitely stay tuned. I think that's exciting. And I think it's. I thought I wanted this before, but this is the year that I want it.
Yeah.
I really want it
Yes.
this year, and it's going to be real exciting. And I think. I don't know. I've enjoyed watching other teams. I've enjoyed watching, the way that the NFL puts it together, or the HBO puts it together, and stuff like this. So it'll be interesting. And as a fan, you gotta think that it might give you a little bit, definitely more insight because of the way they shoot it, but. More confidence. I'm hoping to have more confidence going into the season. We really know what we're seeing, and what I'm looking for is culture.
I got a question for you, though, as a former player, right? If they did this with the Red Wings going into training camp and you knew you were mic'd up, you knew you were being watched, would that change anything about how you're approaching? Like, just knowing that there's a... Because there's always paparazzi there, right? There's always media, but not documenting you right?
So that's not true.
Okay.
Because like all the playoff runs and stuff like this, there's always that NHL camera crew around, and they got to follow all the teams. Because you remember at the end of when you win the championship, like Colorado did, there's this big video package of their journey, and it goes through the rounds and through the rounds. So you get sort of used to it.
Okay.
I guess, and especially in our room, because Scotty was the head of it, right? So he sort of dictated the access, even though there was a lot of access to us, there wasn't at certain spots. So I think it's more your self-awareness. I think as a younger player, you're sort of more susceptible, maybe to say something that you don't know you're not supposed to say yet. So
yeah,
I
or
think
even
it's
just
the
a different
excitement of it.
pressure, right? Or like, you're just kind of, whenever a camera and a microphone's on a human being, they tend to act different, period, right? I mean, that's just kind of human nature.
It's the comfortability, and you're gonna find that out. You're gonna see who's when you do put the camera and the microphones around. Sometimes you find out more about somebody that you didn't know. Sort of in a good way. And that, like when I talk about culture in that locker room, it's just sort of when you've been up. So how do I say this? When you've been a part of championship locker rooms, right, there's this sort of energy or vibration or something that goes through, and you can walk into a room. I can walk into a room and you can sense if there's a camaraderie, right? If there's a common goal, you can really sense if there's sort of a miss in there, right? If there's sort of some drama, you might not know what it is, but you can definitely sense it. So it's interesting because of what I've watched over the past, year and a bit with this regime is seeing it from a distance. Now we're going to get to see it from the inside to see how it all matches up. And it's all about building, right? It's all about what you're building. You look at the Red Wings, and as they're building their team, you see the same sort of things through the draft. You see the same sort of things through prospects camp. you'll continue to see it. So that's the most important thing. The most important thing. It's just like when we're talking about the teal jerseys with the Pistons, I really just care about, if the team's excited for them. Or if the doesn't care, it's just another jersey.
Yeah,
right?
well, honestly, I was talking to Braylon yesterday. I was filling in for Ryan Armani, and we were just talking about the alternate jerseys for the NFL and like how sweet that white Bengals helmet looks and stuff like that. And he was like, "Yeah, but I got drafted to the Browns," and he just hated that jersey. He's like, "The only one I ever felt good in was the all whites." And that was the only time I ever felt like me and I could play,
And that's so there's something to it.
Yeah, there's a mental aspect to it for sure.
And there has to be some sort of power to the Red Wing growing up watching it and then being able to put it on, in my case. So, and Joe Louis Arena and all that stuff, when you've watched so many games there as a kid, you're in the middle of it, so it might be hard to explain, but there's something to it. So the uniform matters.
Yeah, and
feel good, play good.
They're going to be wearing
look
practice
good,
uniforms
look good,
at Allen
play
Park.
Better.
Yeah, that's the Deion Sanders. I know what Deion says: look good, feel good, play good, and it's definitely true. It makes you, if you're confident in anything that you do, you're going to perform better than if you have doubts or question yourself. And if you look in the mirror and you're confident, it's just like going to Lady Jane's, and this isn't even going into a live read. This is just, it's true. Like if you have confidence and you feel good about yourself, you'll be able to do more things in life. Sam, what are you looking forward to in training camp?
I'm looking forward to seeing how the rookies integrate, like Aiden Hutchinson and Jameson Williams, for example. And with Jameson Williams starting off injured, kind of how that progresses. Jeff Okudah is an obvious storyline because he's a guy who's kind of on his last chance. A former top 3 pick, has a poor rookie year, and then gets hurt in his second year, a devastating injury. So I'd like to just kind of see how certain players kind of integrate themselves. And also Spencer's guy, Malcolm Rodriguez, after getting a chance to kind of be around him when he was interviewed, I really liked the energy off of him. So mainly young players and how they integrate with this team and the coaching staff.
Kirby Joseph too.
Yeah.
I mean, and just to see the young guys, and to had Feldman the other day too, have got to interview Malcolm, but just to talk to Kirby and see the excitement and guys being in town, and it's, I don't know, when you get to meet him, and it's sort of cool when you've watched the guy play that and now he's for your team. So
what a whirlwind as a rookie, though, right? You just get drafted, you're learning the NFL, and all of a sudden Hard Knocks is your first rookie season. Like that's got to be a lot to process and a lot to handle if you're a rookie coming in this year. Plus, you got Dan Campbell, who's this over-the-top personality. I mean, you're in Detroit, where all of us are just rabid fans.
Well, lesson to everybody: when things get overwhelmed, you start adding things up. You just got to simplify, and you go back to basics. And all these rookies, what I would suggest is, you can stick together. You're all in it together. But what are you here for? Why? You know what it is. Like you said, Malcolm Rodriguez, we got to see speed. We got to see speed. We got to see the ability at his size to be able to be that dog and that Oklahoma will and fighting off tackles. So, yeah, there's so many storylines going into camp. It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely love it. When Malcolm Rodriguez showed up, that dude is built like a house. Like he is just wide, man. His rib cage is like here. It's crazy. Like I consider myself a pretty large individual. Spence, you're a large individual, but he it literally was like two of us standing next to each other.
Muscles on his muscles.
Yeah, and you know why? He's probably working out at Planet Fitness. Gotcha. And that's where you need to go this summer. Get your Planet Fitness on, because your fitness is essential. For as little as $10 a month, you can have a membership. And don't forget, going on till the end of August, all high school teens ages 14 through 19 work out for free. So if you got the football team, you got the volleyball crew, whatever you need to do, get into that gym, get your teamwork together, get your Planet Fitness on. Your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
What's up, folks? Remember, at Alta Uptime Matters, Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you guys for being a part of the show in the chat. Make sure you hit us with that like, and appreciate all the comments and just the side conversations that go on are awesome to me. You guys just go hard. And, you know, we don't always have to agree, and that's all right. That's what the chat is for. So get your opinions out there. And this is the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. Filling in for Neil Rule today. That is 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty. Spence is in here. Flannel Sam. We were talking about training camp happening this week. Tomorrow, reporters get to be there. That's why Corey hasn't given us anything today. But tomorrow, Corey's life just becomes Lions. Like, he was telling me, he was like, I'm so glad I got to take that little vacation to Cali last week, because the minute tomorrow hits, we will no longer see the Corey Woods that we know in the offseason. Lions season Corey Woods is just a different breed of animal, and I cannot wait to see all the content he pumps out this year. We actually were able to give him a cameraman, too, to follow him around this year as well. We got that approved.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're going next level, D-Mac.
And upwards. Whoa.
Well, last year was our first year in flight, right? Like, they gave Corey his passes, but Corey drove down to Allen Park first time, didn't know where to park, didn't know where to go. You know, very much like a rookie. It was Corey's rookie year, but this sophomore year, Corey's going to tear it up, and I think he's already one of the most revered reporters on the Lions in this city by far, and he gets great stories, and I cannot wait to see what he does in his second year.
He's ours.
He is ours.
Love it, and nobody works harder.
Love you, Corey. And let's talk about this. You put this in the prep, and I thought this was a great question, Spence. The Lions are bringing in JT Barrett, former Ohio State quarterback, as an offensive assistant. And here's the question. Are they prepping for C.J. Stroud, which is arguably the number one quarterback prospect to come out next year, or are they just looking for Ben Johnson insurance? And I think that's a great question, because when you bring in a guy like JT Barrett, obviously he's familiar with the system that a CJ Stroud is coming from. But what has yet to be seen this year, and this to me, this is the biggest question for our offense, is what is our identity going to be? Because last year we had, two different coaches, essentially, almost three different coaches, because Dan Campbell fired the offensive coordinator halfway through the season, took over the play calling, Ben Johnson got involved. So we really had three things, and we didn't get any consistency on what our offense was actually. Are we going to be run first? Are we going to be pass first? You disagree?
I absolutely disagree.
Tell me why, D-Mac.
Because you saw. Start with your quarterback. You saw where the first inkling when the change was made from Anthony Lynn and Dan Campbell was taking over, that it was the Ben Johnson experiment from then on, right there. From the last 6 games of the season or whatever like that, as far as Campbell, that's why, to me, the transition to Ben Johnson was easy, because they gave him his trial period. So what we saw at the end of the season is more too with Amon-Ra St. Brown being, active. A guy did you know that he's up, 8 catches for consecutive games, and
if he gets one more to start the season.
So with the offense that it is, I think that the pieces in place. That's why they added Jameson Williams. That's why they went out.
Amon-Ra Brown.
What do I expect more of? And I look at Jared Goff and that offensive line, but I look at it healthier with Ragnow and stuff like this. So the production of the last 6 games, second half of the season, not right after the change was made, but the last 6 games. So I think it's more along the lines to that. I don't buy in anything to JT Barrett because he was Ohio State. Yeah, he's familiar with Ohio State, but you're not going to get a shot at C.J. Stroud if your team's as good as you're supposed to be because you're going to pick in the middle. So this has nothing to do with that. I think it's the offensive mind. I think it's the weapons, the mentality. I think it's what you see a lot of the times, right, where everybody doesn't like the quarterbacks that come out of Ohio State because they haven't been produced, but they're still football minds that you find them in coaching and stuff like this. I think this is what we're on. I think it's to help Ben Johnson as an asset, but I don't think this is a security blanket or anything like that. I mean, maybe I could be totally wrong, but that's the way that I see it, and that's part of my excitement when you look at the offense and what they've done, because I feel it was their exhibition season at the end of it last year. And Goff's putting up numbers above 100 and his quarterback rating.
Yeah, see, what I'm talking about, I'm not sure how the offense is going to be, and this is not to take anything away from Amon-Ra St. Brown, but he's not going to be the best wide receiver on the field this year. We have better options now, so that whole the whole offensive scheme is going to change. And throughout the season, we were kind of a run-first offense for a while, and then we went to kind of a pass-first offense when Josh Reynolds got here, and which is fine. When you have an offensive line the way we do, you can kind of pick and choose and go at the defense in different ways, and I think that's what really great football teams do. They expose the other team's weakness, and if we can get to that level, I'm very happy. But I didn't see any consistent, really, like what our offense is gonna be last year. I saw a lot of trick plays. I saw a lot of going for it on fourth downs.
About over 4 yards a gain on the ground? So are we a running team? Because what have we been saying? No matter who you put back at running back, so I disagree. I disagree because you found out Amon-Ra St. Brown is your security blanket.
Yeah, he's great. He's great, but he's not going to be our first option like he was last year. No, and that's what I'm saying. The offense is going to be different.
He's still your security blanket on the inside, running on. That doesn't change. So how you use him, whether he's your first, second, or third option, he's always there. So no matter if Goff gets out of whack, you put him. You get Jameson Williams coming back. You got a burner down there. He's taking this, but he knows. In the back of his mind, he's always got him, just like Tom Brady had Edelman or Amendola or whoever he had. So we just agree to absolutely disagree because everything you say.
Well, let's go to these guys. Did you guys get a firm idea of what our offensive concepts are going to be moving forward last year?
I think they want it to be a run-first offense, but with the dynamic weapons that we added in the offseason, it's going to be tough to do that, especially if they're falling behind like they did at the end of the year. I think that is what happened is we fell behind early in a lot of games, so we had to kind of get away from what we actually want our offense to be structured as. It's definitely going to look different with the new pieces we added with DJ Chark, with Jameson Williams when he comes back. Obviously, yeah, Amon-Ra and TJ Hockenson being there are going to help, but Ben Johnson didn't have time to really establish what he wanted out of his offense. He was brought in the middle of the season. This year, he's going to have the whole training camp. He had the whole offseason to really produce what his offense wants to be.
Let me answer your question. It's got to be a run-first offense because that's the only way Jared Goff and play-action works.
That's very true. And he's the number one play-action passer in the league.
Offensive line supposed to be the meat graders and everything like that, so it doesn't matter who you put behind. It has to be that way to sort of establish that, and that would be the answer.
Okay.
Because you don't have the option not to be. Right? You're not going to sit him back in the pocket and shotgun and stuff like this.
Yeah, we definitely need to be. That's where we need to win. And obviously, our offensive line should be our strength going into this year. People have them ranked as even high as number 2 in the entire NFL. Flannel Sam's over there smiling. What you smiling about, Sam?
I think this has the opportunity to be a very balanced offense where they use the run to set up the pass, kind of like you're saying with the play action. I think DeAndre Swift is going to develop into a feature back and lead the NFC in rushing. With all the weapons that they have, getting a DJ Chark, they have TJ Hockenson, drafting a Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown in his second year, and even like a Josh Reynolds and Quintez Cephas, this offense has a chance to be very, very good. And if you can establish the run, if you can go off of play action, there are a ton of possibilities. And I really, really like Ben Johnson. I think he has the opportunity to be the most valuable coach on this coaching
What do you like
staff.
about Ben Johnson, though? Because to me, he's still like a mystery. I don't know a ton about Ben Johnson except that him and Dan Campbell work pretty well together and are of the same mind when it comes to offense.
So I like that when he was elevated to passing game coordinator, he was obviously in Dan Campbell's ear, and their offense really picked up from then. Amon-Ra St. Brown turned into what he was, which is one of the better young receivers in the NFL. Josh Reynolds had probably the best stretch of his career. And when it comes to teams that succeed in the NFL, I want, at least on your staff, a young offensive-minded coach, like a Kyle Shanahan, like a Sean McVay, like a Zach Taylor, or in that ilk. And that's one of the reasons why I think Ben Johnson is going to be so valuable. You need that offensive guy. If you don't have that offensive, like that young offensive-minded coach, you need him to be your coordinator.
Yeah, it makes sense. And, you know, bringing in JT Barrett, that's kind of how we kicked off this whole conversation. And I think D-Mac brought up a great point. If the Lions are where they're supposed to be, C.J. Stroud's kind of already out of the conversation, right, Spence?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. You know, it always and we got to see what goes on with the college season. He could fall to the fourth quarterback in this draft if stuff goes down where, you know, Will Levis or somebody like that moves up. Someone out of nowhere has a crazy season. A Joe Burrow pops up out of nowhere and pushes him down. And if he's pushed down to that fourth quarterback level, we know Brad Holmes isn't scared to trade assets and move up to get the guy he wants. But I do see them bringing in JT Barrett as Ben Johnson insurance, because we know young, like Sam was saying, young offensive minds in the NFL are hot commodities. They go like hotcakes. Like every team wants. He was even getting interviews outside. The guy, I can't remember his name, the head coach for Miami this year, said he wanted to bring in Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator. Like, this guy's going to go fast if he proves that he can do what we all think he can do. The same with Aaron Glenn. But having a guy like JT Barrett, who is a smart guy, who knows a lot about offense, obviously a former quarterback, knows a lot about putting things together, is good to have in your back pocket in case something happens with Ben Johnson. Give him some experience and then potentially bring him up to a higher position.
Oh, all right. Well, you brought up defense, and we spent a lot of time talking about offense. And D-Mac, I got two words that I think will excite you for the next topic: defense and violence. And that is what we're going to talk about next right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But first, let me tell you about our friends at Gypsy Vodka. They're some local guys. They created this amazing vodka, which is so smooth and so nice to drink that they put it in an iced tea and lemonade combination, and it's called the Mulligan. And I'm telling you, you take just two of these and call me in the morning. I'm telling you, two of these, you'll be right on the course, nice and loose, that perfect balance of, you know what, I'm loose, I can go up and hit this ball, but I can still see the ball. And that's where you want to be when you're drinking Mulligans. So make sure you pick some up in your local store. And shout out to Gypsy Vodka for supporting us. We love you guys.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar, all on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward.
All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports.
Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Chili Peppers Tanning. They got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. And there's actually two of them right here on Woodward. One about a mile away, one about 2 miles away, just south on Woodward. We're right here at 15 in Woodward. And there is one by you. So make sure you stop by Chili Peppers Tanning. Get the right lotion, be smelling all good, and be looking all tan all summer long. And make sure you join the Pepper Club, too. Chili Peppers Tanning. Go get some tans.
Chili Peppers tan.
Butt crack full of sand. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody that's listening right now on the Roar in the Motor City, as well as everybody that's in the YouTube chat right now, and everybody that has liked. Make sure you smash the subscribe and the like button on YouTube for Woodward Sports, and follow us everywhere else on every piece of social media at Woodward Sports. So I brought up 2 words, defense and violence. And that gets D-Mac's attention, always and forever. Great quote, absolutely great quote by Aaron Glenn. He said he wanted the Lions defense to play with violence. How does that fit this team? And what do you think about that, D-Mac?
Well, in order to play with violence is you got to be engaged. You got to want it. You know, when you do stuff like this to me speaks speed. Wants to play fast. Fast is violent. You don't want to be reactive. I think that in the past, you know, especially, and you can't say as much with the Aaron Glenn defense, but still traumatized by the lack of rush, the lack of blitz, the stuff like that means in your face, playing quick, getting guys in. To me, it means it's that team effort. But to me, mostly it speaks playing quick, playing fast, playing violent means you're in the other team's face.
You're reactionary.
Right, you're not reacting to them. You're making them react to you.
Right.
So, I mean, it plays out with, and then you look at that, well, can your defense be violent? And then you look at what they've added. Start with Aiden Hutchinson. You look at what's coming. We're going to hear more coming out of camp. And, you know, Sam Flannel, that's his 12-sack guy, rookie of the year and stuff. And great. That could be the way it is, but they have the ability to. I mentioned speed and Malcolm Rodriguez. No matter, there's a guy. See, opportunity. What I see Aaron Glenn, it doesn't matter who you are. Right now, it's all about who's going to make this unit that much better and get the respect. And I think there's something that sits in his craw, right, for a while that he hasn't liked, and it's not having the talent. I think he realizes when you have the talent and when you're not going to drop violence. You're not going to drop that in a press conference unless you think you have
the ability to do it,
the man and power to be violent. So to me, it lets me in a little secret on what he thinks of his team, but also expectations. So, I mean, as a Lions fan, what else do you want? Now, you got to be, here's the thing. There's one thing to be violent, but you got to be smart, right? And that's where I look at Aaron Glenn as a coach. You know, and where I compare him, I say, is this an Aaron Glenn who is a cerebral guy, you know, hard-hitting, but smart, right? As opposed to, say, like a Rex Ryan guy or somebody who's more out there. It doesn't matter how, take a few penalties here. I think it's going to have to be violent and disciplined. And if it's violent and disciplined, that is the key, right?
Yeah.
Where you're not taking penalties and you're making guys pay and they're looking over your shoulder. I mean, this could be the year that we see Aaron Rodgers on his backside a bunch of times, or maybe not get through a game. That's sort of, I think that's the operating mentality that these guys are going to have, is to the violence to get the other team's quarterback out of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when I think of teams playing with violence, you go back to like the Ravens and Ray Lewis. You're talking about fast, you're talking about angry, you're talking about bringing violence every single play. And that's what I'm looking forward to out of this team. And I like that you're bringing up, okay, for a coach to say this publicly means that he knows he has a few in the chamber and he knows he can fire these bullets off because they're going to back him up once they get on the field, which is exciting. Because, seeing an Aiden Hutchinson come in, and if he is half of what we all hope he's going to be bringing the violence every play.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Paschal, he is another guy that, he's injured right now, but once he gets healthy, he's another guy that can bring the violence. And I think the last guy that we saw put on the Honolulu Blue that we could really say brought violence was Ndamukong Suh.
Yes.
And the way this city embraced that guy was next level.
And if I said undisciplined violence, wouldn't that be more like Suh plays on the edge? But a lot of times, and he's targeted because of that, right? Because so the thing is to be able to push that envelope, but not be...
stomp on a Dietrich Smith.
There's a fine line to have that respect. Because once you're a guy that goes over the line, then you don't get the benefit of the doubt. Right? Anytime Sue's in on the quarterback or whatever, it's deemed dirtier than what it is. Now,
Dude, remember
don't get it twisted.
Jay Cutler like a rag
He
down?
stepped on a guy. He's
love
done
it.
these things. He's earned that.
But I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that.
Wait.
Like, you need a guy in the face, and I'm cool with you.
Hear me out. Right? Because the object for Aaron Glenn is to get these guys playing to that level.
Right.
Right? Without
Up to
going
the line.
over it where the officials and the NFL looks at him and goes, well, they're just playing the game as hard as possible. You're not crossing the line.
Yeah.
Right? Let me give you a little bit of a tidbit or a little bit behind the curtain back and during the day, right? Say that, if it comes to violence, I was a violent hockey player, whatever, but I was well respected and I was smart. And I had respect from the referees, right? Where I could push that envelope. Heck, I got 4 minutes for roughing for kneeing a guy in the head and stayed in the game, right? So there's a fine line to, do you understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's great. I'll accept the guy for being that, right? Except when that costs you that game to get you in the playoffs, or it costs you that. What I'm saying is, as a unit, you play right up to that level, and then you back it off, because then you get the respect.
How do you hold it in, though?
More so like the Baltimore Ravens defense is widely respected as a bunch of dogs, right? That's the mentality how you want to be viewed by this league.
So how do you keep that anger in check, though? Like, how do you, as a professional athlete, how do you walk up to that line?
The team's bigger than you.
Okay.
Right? So the end goal. So there's no penalty or whatever. You're putting yourself. That's selfish. To me, that's selfish. Because you could play on the edge and not have it harm your team. And the best of the best that do that walk that line.
And that's why you're pros, right? And that's why there's a lot of guys.
Champion.
Yeah, the champion. That's an even better term for it.
Hell
when you
yeah,
can control that, when you have that fierce anger that you can channel it into being great.
It doesn't hurt the team. Go back. That's the whole thing, is never put the team at a disadvantage. Even like, you go back to the March 26th, how many times do we have to say, yeah, the revenge was big, the violence was big, we needed it, but we had to win the game.
Yep.
That was number one. Because winning, right? And when you're able to do it, and when you're able to come together.
Winning goal? Who scored the winning goal in that game?
Exactly. Stayed in. Beat a guy in the head. 4 minutes for roughing. Scored the overtime winner. Don't mess with me. He's on my side. Yeah. No, but that's it. So then when you're as a unit, right? So then you see the guys on and off the field, and it's like, what I'm looking for is more of that mentality when we're talking about our defense. Is it's the same way that the Baltimore Ravens and John Harbaugh's defense have always been talked about, because they have the guys on there, but you don't think them as disrespectful.
Yeah.
Right? Or the Steelers defense. There's something like this, just a hard-nosed, gonna get hit in the mouth. They're gonna come to work every day, and I think that's what Aaron Glenn is building there, because we see the offense, how it's set up. It's the most highly paid one. It's set up for success, bringing guys in. The misnomer is, can we prevent teams from scoring?
Right.
Can we give up the 3 instead of the 7? Can we make that 27-point game 17 and win it 20-17? Those are all the things. And I see that's what I hear. Because you're not going to say violence to your team and let them know you're allowed to be violent unless you're responsible enough.
You literally took the question that I was going to ask you next. Like, how much of this is on the coach as well to get those guys to that specific line to where? And I think Dan Campbell,
it's allowing them to know where here it is. You're letting the dog right out in the yard, and you're extending the fence line or where he can go, where he can roam, because you're giving. This just tells me that what Aaron Glenn is telling us is that the same message he's telling these guys is that we're going after it, because you guys are smart enough to know where the line is. And if you're not, then we got to back it off. When it starts harming the team, penalties, that's what's the most frustrating thing as a Lions fan in the past.
Penalties.
Right, and it's the dead ball penalties.
Yeah,
right?
the dumb penalties.
The dumb dead ball penalties,
Yep.
that whatever. So can we not agree that we got better in the last year as the season went on? It's the same thing as people want to bag on Dan Campbell for the coaching decisions and some of the things he made earlier. He's learning as he goes. They're all learning as they go. But I like what I'm hearing in this way.
Yeah, I feel like Dan Campbell walks that line as a head coach, right? Like in his press conferences, he walks right up to that line of being absolutely over the top ridiculous, but stops short to where you still like can look in his eyes and be like, oh man, this guy still means business. Like the biting kneecaps could have come off as clownish, but like the way he delivered it, you could tell, all right, this guy means business.
And he said it last year, like in training camp. He was like, I want these guys at the point to where they're about to fight each other. Like, I don't want them to go over the edge and fight each other, but I want that competition and aggression in practice to where they're ready to fight each other. And that proves, like, adding on to what we're talking about, the defense, they said they're going to be an attack defense. Last year, they were read and react. They were seeing what's going on. This year, they're going after the quarterback's head, trying to rip the quarterback's head off. So if you add that with the aggression, and Aaron Glenn went on to say in his interview with Schefter that he wants the outside guys, the cornerbacks, to own that first 5 yards, to where that 5 yards where you can put your hands on the receiver, push him around, they're going to own that. They're going to play aggressively.
That's how you disrupt timing, right?
That's fine.
You can't be nice and win in football. You can't.
And I've said that for like literally over a year here on this network. Like, I don't want choir boys. I want people that are out there with violent intentions, but are nice guys and, you know, are still not going to get suspended and stuff. I want D-Max. I want a team full of D-Max.
Yeah. You want the Baltimore reputation, right? Instead of the Vontaze Burfict, the Cincinnati, the Raiders, wherever he plays, right? There's always a flag on that guy's head because he crosses the line. You can name Merriweather, you can name guys throughout the league. You don't want that guy on your team because you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Man, D-Mac, I saw that look in your eye when you were getting into it, and that scared the shit out of me, man. Sorry, Sam, but I normally don't swear on this show, but damn, man, I saw the heat. You imagine D-Mac coming at you actually pissed off?
No, I don't want to imagine it.
I don't want that in my life.
Especially not now. Save that for that's why
Can't let the tiger out the cage.
That's why I do that crazy stuff in the ring. Which Thursday, Monroe IWR, the Battle Royal.
Okay.
I ain't gonna win it, but I'm gonna mess up somebody's day.
There you go.
And that's what my dad used to say to me when I get in a fight. Hey, man, if you get in a fight with more than one guy, just get one. That's all I ask. Just get one.
Listen, Stick, it's not how many you give, it's how many you can take. And at the end of the day, do they know that you were in one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. I'm going to let you know that you're in one. You ain't going to get it free.
Hell yeah.
Some payback there.
Well, this is why D-Mac is awesome. Not only battles for his teammates, but he battles for everybody on the planet. And yesterday we were out at the NAMI conference in Novi, and awesome, SMA, Sean from SMA put that together for us. And D-Mac was on a panel talking about mental health awareness, talking about substance abuse, and just talking about everything that is hard in life that sometimes we don't like to talk about and put out there. And that's what the Sports Marketing Agency does. Please go check them out at thesportsma.com. thesportsma.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it. You've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They have $12 open unlimited play where you can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. Pop in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. Know what you want to make a decision. They have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down to Hamtramck and check them out at the Foaling Warehouse or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foalingwarehouse.com.
Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Hopefully your Tuesday is going well. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champ, is up here on the stage with me, along with Flannel Sam in the sound booth. And of course, you just heard from Spenmo Rax from the Woodward Heavyweights, which is now live right here on the Woodward Mothership main channel. You can watch it every day. What time are you guys on? 5 to 7?
5 to 7, Monday through Friday. Check us out. We are giving away an autographed Amon-Ra St. Brown helmet this week. So make sure you tune in and figure out how to win that for yourself.
Nice. How'd the first show go yesterday,
It was
man?
great. It was great. We had a lot of viewers in there. We got over 100 likes on our first show. We got everybody, all the usual suspects in the chat. People were popping in from time to time. It was awesome. But shout out to Pro Sports Zone and John Yu for hooking us up with that autographed Amon-Ra St. Brown helmet that we will be giving away at the end of the week.
So everybody right now, make sure you subscribe and make sure you come back at 5 o'clock today to watch the heavyweights do their thing live on the Woodward Sports Network. That's my cheesy radio announcer voice. So we've been talking a lot about the Lions, as we should. I mean, really the biggest news stories of the day coming in were the Lions training camp, the teal jerseys, and Miggy hitting a home run last night, which was pretty awesome to see Miggy get some power behind it.
Wait,
World Series.
first home run since when?
Like May. That's all right, though. He's hitting for average.
Oh, okay.
He's just lost the power. That's okay. It's like me in softball. I'm never going to hit one out, but I'll get you some singles.
World
Nice.
Series next.
Need the guys to move them around.
Do you not like Miggy still on the team, man?
No, I do.
Okay.
No, I got no problem. I'm checked out.
On the Tigers, just in general?
No, not in general. And it doesn't mean you won't see me down at the ballpark because I like
like
some
a day
of
at
the
the
food
park,
down there and
right.
stuff like this. But no, I'm happy for him. I mean, no, I'm just I had to check out for my own sanity.
What do you think about the Fire Avila night that the fans are putting on tonight?
I'm excited to see. I put $20 on Adam gets arrested, instead of kicked out or whatever like that. But you know what? It's not gonna. I don't expect it to do anything. But hey, the fans unite. It's about Woodward Sports are about the people. The people want to speak. At least they'll be down there. Go. What do you say? 105. Row 5
Yeah,
CB
section
is-
105.
Yeah, so go down and say hi to Adam, because at least if you have some frustrations, we all do it together. You're not in the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're not in this life alone, guys. So the Tiger fandom, if you want to go down and write signs, and Fish told you earlier you had to go get billboards or whatever.
Yeah, that's why Fish went to go get poster boards and
That's
came back with ice
why
cream.
Spenny and I got ice cream bars.
Yep.
So Avila's paying off for you guys.
There we go, yeah.
Already.
So I have no problem with it.
We haven't seen anything like this, though, since like the Fire Millen days. Remember the Millen Man March, and everybody was pissed off about him?
Yeah, but this is technically, you never thought that it would be worse than Matt Millen. It is. With what's coming up in the organization, with where everything's at, this, that, and the other thing. And the worst part is that I never heard, at least from the Millen era, that the rebuild was over.
That is true. You can't say
It's
that
just
and then not
frustrating.
expect.
I mean, you can, but that's, and it doesn't change until certain things are going to change.
Yeah.
So I love asking you these questions. Like, so when you were a player, and obviously you didn't have to deal with this because the Red Wings had their stuff together when you were playing, but do you know anybody who's had to experience that, like play on a team to where the ownership is, all the fans want them ousted, and what does that do to a locker room?
Well, I mean, what does the locker room think? I mean,
I don't know.
What do you think? All the guys are like, "Hey, Al's doing a great job. This is fun."
I mean, they're
losing
on
all
the
these
team,
games."
so they
Right,
should be
'cause
like,
they're
"Hey, the
getting
guy's
paid.
giving me a
Professional, getting
paycheck."
paid.
Right.
Right. But I'm just saying, how would you feel on that Tigers team with no inkling to win, to make the playoffs to whatever like this, you're collecting a paycheck. I mean, that's the question of some of these at-bats where some of the veterans have mailed it in.
Okay.
I mean, that's the question, too, because that's the cultural thing that leaks downhill. A.J. Hinch is a good manager, but he can't manage crap. Nobody can.
He was enjoying a roast coffee this morning.
Oh, Hinch was in here again?
Yeah.
He comes in here all the time,
Good.
man.
What time was that?
It's when I got here, so like 9:30.
Okay, I might have to come in a little early, talk to him.
Did you ask him about Avila?
No, but
I
no,
didn't
because it's
wanna-
none of it. No, we're beyond. But stick, we're all beyond it, right? You
So is it just
bring
predestined?
Tonight is sort of like the blow off prom for this, because nothing's gonna happen, but it just gives people like they care to themselves. This ain't about Avila or whatever. That if it was about the betterment of the organization, whatever, things would have done a long time ago. So why are you gonna I'm gonna move on and not put I'm gonna concentrate on what I'm gonna do other than the Tigers, because they don't have relevance. Now, is that not saying if it's on? I was excited. You know why I turned it on yesterday? I wanted to see the San Diego uniforms. Seriously. And you know what? I wanted to see this team, and then when you turned it on, you had a little rally, so you stuck
It was
to
a good
it. But
game
at the
yesterday.
end of the day, it doesn't change things.
Yeah, it was a good game yesterday.
You're
I
still a
mean, Miggy getting
AAA
his home run, that was
baseball
nice to
team.
see.
Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he hits more.
The sunset last night at Comerica Park was beautiful. They were
So
tweeting
there
out
are
pictures.
positives.
Nature.
No, there are positives other than
That's what I'm
winning.
pointing at. Hey, you guys, go down and see the Tigers. Check out the sunsets. They're immaculate. Baseball, not so good, but the sunsets, I'm telling you, prime
Listen,
real
I'll
estate.
tell you this: the city is popping. I was in the
Detroit's
city on
awesome.
Sunday, walking around and stuff like this. It was great. So
I can't wait to get back down there for Lions pre-games and stuff at the
Oh, yeah.
Tin Roof. Those are going to be so fun this year.
Can't wait.
this year, and yeah, so we have that to look forward to. But everybody's supposed to be a great night. I mean, so enjoy the game. I know my boy Jay's going down to the game. Adam will be all down there and stuff like this. Everybody else, have a good time. Hopefully, he hits another one tonight.
That'd be great. Flannel
I
Sam,
got no problem with Miguel Cabrera. And I'm on the fact is like don't slander the guy.
Ever.
Right?
Miguel Cabrera is God to me in this city. Like,
I was at the bar last night, and some old man was calling him a bum, and I almost went after him.
because what the hell are these guys actually looking at and talking about? This is arguably the greatest hitter of all time. Wore our jersey for the majority of his career. Did he get us a World Series win here? No, that's okay. I can accept that. Did he bring a Triple Crown, which World Series gets handed out every year.
Yeah.
Triple Crown hadn't happened in like 50 years before Miguel Cabrera did it. So to me, I will take that. I mean, at one point in Tigers history, I was able to go to a game, watch the reigning MVP, the current MVP, 2 Cy Young Award winners, and a Triple Crown winner on the same field.
That's pretty insane.
Warming up together. It was, and I remember sitting there pointing this out to my friend and saying, dude, we're literally able to witness history right now.
And Johnny Peralta.
Yeah, you're going to, and Johnny Peralta. But no, like, being able to witness history and realizing that you're in that moment is such a special thing. It happened with the Red Wings. It happened with the Pistons. It happened with the Tigers, even though they didn't win the World Series. But to be able to go to a game at Comerica Park and know that I'm looking at Hall of Famers. I'm going to be able to tell my kids, my grandkids, that I was able to watch these guys play. Because my grandpa grew up telling me that stuff. You know, he used to go to Old Tiger Stadium, and I saw Mickey Mantle. I saw all those guys play, and it's like, damn, man, like, how cool is that? We have that, and it was in a Tigers uniform.
You know, the sad reality, too, though, is even if Avila was fired today or tomorrow, it's still 3-4 years before, you know, you have nothing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is it doesn't really matter. So at this point, it's just, if the ownership doesn't care, why should I care?
I'd be willing to bet that if Avila gets fired, they go on a win streak. Not like anything crazy.
90-4.
Like,
there we go.
Like
Oh,
6, 7
You're
games.
not going on the Sam Flannel streak, I tell you that.
No, definitely not. What day of flannel is this, Sam?
This is 103.
103. Shout out 103 Club.
What up, Jeezy?
That is impressive.
Yeah,
That is
Flannel
impressive.
almost changed outfits yesterday at the Anami event because he showed up. I was wearing a tie, and he was like, am I a little underdressed for this? I live 5 minutes away. Can I go change? Then what happens? Braylon rolls up in his flannel, and Flannel's just like, oh, we're good, baby. We are good.
You could have just thrown a tie on the flannel.
That's true. Make it formal.
Yeah. Formal flannel.
Formal flannel.
Formal flannel.
Formal flannel.
And we talked about that for his wedding, too.
Yes.
You still thinking about doing that? Maybe like a flannel pocket square?
Yeah, that's the plan as of right now. I got to represent the flannel somehow.
Socks in the pocket square. Best way to go without angering the wife.
Awesome. You're
Should
gonna
be all
look
about it.
beautiful.
It's his brand.
Huh?
How can you not be? It's about the brand. It brings in the bacon, baby.
But is this a brand that we forced on you, or is this something that happened before you came to
It was
Woodward?
his Instagram before you even worked here.
That is true. It was my Instagram handle before I
Okay.
came here, but it's definitely taken on a much bigger life of its own that I wasn't quite prepared for, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I wasn't quite prepared for it.
He dove into the 365 days of flannel, and that was.
You know, not prepared, but
That's
you
a
know
commitment.
what else you might not be prepared for, but it is here, and I have to let everybody know. Lady James, haircuts from you know there's 168 of them all around. You can walk inside and sit down before you know it. But at the award-winning haircut experience, you can register for once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Yes, wouldn't you want a caddy? Got your hair all done up, walk outside, win the draw, boom, drive away. So get to a Lady Jane's near you, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome, Woodward Sports Network. Big D Energy Stick in for Neil. We'll be right back.
Big D.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner jumper. Tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Odds Trader. That's right. If you're looking for the best lines and the best odds, there's only one place for you to go. That is oddstrader.com. And they even have a convenient app that you can download for your phone and get that in there. And it's really cool. You go there and they will give you all the lines from all the sports books so you can pick the very best one that you like. Like maybe this one has a half a point and this one doesn't. Maybe a full point. You never know. Odds Trader puts all of it together for you so you can make the best betting decision. For all your best bets, go to oddstrader.com. Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. I'm filling in for Neil Rule today. Darren McCarty is here, as well as Flannel Sam, and of course Spencer Raxter. Red Wings up their agreement with the Griffins in Grand Rapids, which I lived in Grand Rapids for about 3 years when I was running a radio station out there, and they won the Calder Cup when I was out there, and they did a little parade downtown, and I'm telling you, the Griffins mean a lot to Grand Rapids. And
mean a lot to me.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm through a Grand Rapids Griffin, the time that I spent there during not only my comeback, but, my last year and stuff, and that's why I always look at like Halmer and Abby and Howie and the Big E and Kendall and a lot of those guys as my boys. Just being down there, I remember it's so funny. They used to call me Old Gray Bush. And you got to remember, I'm 38 years old. And all these guys are like 20, 22, 23, if that, younger than that. Brian Lashoff, who's the captain there last year, was just out of junior and stuff like this. But when I think of Grand Rapids, there's a bunch of things, but the salt of that organization to me is the equipment manager, Brad Thompson, that we call him the dog. He's been the dog for 30 years. He's been at every training camp even before that. It looks like he should be on Sons of Anarchy. He's a Harley rider, but one of the best, not only people, but, you know, like seriously, truly like an uncle to my kids. And that's the flow right through there. And, you know, even through the whole organization and how they treat it. Now, you mentioned a big thing, because things have changed. Where Grand Rapids, they used to be more of they were the farm system, but they had the team because Kenny Holland had guys down there percolating. They had the better teams, and they had chances to win the championship.
Yep.
Now, hats off to Ben Simon, who I played against. Ben Simon, he's the coach down there. I love the kid. He's, you know, old school mentality, but it's development now. Steve Eiserman's made that appropriate, that we're here to develop the big club. So it's not more or less about winning or losing, but it's about getting the guys to this big team. And I think that the thing is the transparency about it, right? Look at the difference the way the Red Wings do it than the Tigers. You know what? Like, and the fact is, and there's so many people,
it's so crazy
shout out
to me.
to Jen Reed and everybody in Grand Rapids that make these trips, but when you know that you're there to develop guys and your mentality and to cheer and how to latch on even goes more so. But the fact they extended for 5 years is such a great call. I know that, you know, all the guys, you know, the Drapes and Maltz and, you know, the Horkoffs and Clearys and Fish and all these guys, they spent, you know, a lot of time down there watching games and stuff like that. So I couldn't be happier. Van Andel's a great place not only to watch a hockey game, but also watch a concert and stuff like this. So
Good times in Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids is such a great town. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So,
yeah, I liked when they had pretty much all three teams out there, too.
Dude, I got a Griffin on my son's name's Griffin. I got a Griffin on a tattoo, and I always love that. So
why do you think, and this is probably impossible for you to answer, but I'm just thinking this because when you brought up, you know, the ownership of the Griffins and the Red Wings and the Tigers, it seems like the Red Wings have been able to use their farm system a lot better than the Tigers have, even though they have the same ownership. And, you know, obviously that probably has something to do with the GMs, because when Dave Dombrowski was here, our farm system was decent for the Tigers. He just kept using those pieces to trade for active players. So
different
just
game, different setup, different the system that was even put in place as far as the Grand Rapids with Kenny Holland before even Steve Yzerman came back and took over was already in place.
Okay.
Right? So you just mentioned that even though the Tigers used to have it in place, it got blown up, depleted, and never put back properly. Right? It's just hit and miss here. Let's get this guy, let's get that guy. No consistency.
Yeah, just throwing darts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that goes to the people.
Yeah, I liked when Grand Rapids had all three of kind of like the minor league teams out there, but now it's the Grand Rapids Gold because they had to switch because the Pistons brought their G League team here and they play at Wayne State now, which is awesome. But it was kind of cool that Grand Rapids was kind of like the minor league city of Michigan.
Especially because, you know, the West Michigan, you know,
Whitecaps are there.
Right
yep.
there too. So, no, it's really cool, and guys really, you know, love that area of the state, and it's not too far to be able to be called up and, you know, to
it's
to
2-hour
make that
drive.
day. So.
Nothing. But it is a world of difference, honestly. Like the difference between Grand Rapids and Detroit is crazy. It's literally worlds apart, but we're only 2 hours away.
Yeah. So no, it's an exciting thing. It's just sort of business as usual, and all these guys that are getting drafted, you know, they're going to a great place, and the development, it's just part of the feeder system and stuff like that, and even to that point. You know, Toledo, you know, the Walleye. Toledo fans are awesome. You know, that's sort of like South Detroit too, but the Walleye and the program they have there, sort of the double A.
Yeah, with the Mud Hens too being down there. So it's nice that we have these developmental systems, and I'm glad that the Griffins have extended it, because really, where else were they going to go, right? Like, what else were they going to do? Create a whole new team and a whole new place? Grand Rapids already has the infrastructure. It's already there. You have a good following there. Like, it is a part of the core of Grand Rapids. So it's nice to see that going, and it's part of the Geyser plan. I know you're on board with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Question, is it near the airport? No, it's probably 20 minutes. Downtown to the airport, 15?
Yeah, maybe a little further, 20, 25 minutes. Yeah.
20, yeah. The airport's on the southeast part, and then
yep.
The
nice airport, too.
Right
Gerald Ford Airport. Nice little airport.
good airport to get in and out of.
So if you get a chance, visit Grand Rapids. They have almost all the pro teams, minor league teams, and it's fun. And great beer out there, good whiskey. So I was happy when I was out there in Grand Rapids. I had a good time living out there. But
yes, hold on.
I was excited to come home.
And see Millette, me and Derek Lalonde, our coaches, Toledo Walleye. So there it is. All comes back full circle.
There it is. And that's what the Red Wings do. They just always bring things full circle. It truly is a family, man.
Yeah, we'll wait until they bring championships full circle, and then we can have it all.
Hell yeah, brother. This city is going to be crazy when that happens. You want to know what else is crazy? It's the summer of Cintron. And they're doing a crazy deal right now for you. All you got to do is go on the computer and you can order your very own pre-ordered limited edition 6-pack of Cintron. CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. And look at that box. It's awesome. They have partnered up with the Red Wings. They partner up with the Tigers. They partner up with DCFC and so many more. So make sure you go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings and order that 6-pack today.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Summertime is here, and there's no better place to spend your summer day than the Monroe Street Midway. We were down there last week, and it was so much fun. They got roller skating. You could shoot hoops. They have food. They have beverages. They have live music. They have dancing. It's pretty much just a great place to hang out. Plus, they got that free Wi-Fi, so you can go and just work in the park. You know, everybody's working remote anyways. So go down to the Monroe Street Midway. It's right there by Campus Martius. They got food trucks right nearby. Great coffee shops, too. So it's awesome. The summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway. Get down there and hang out. Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. A couple people in the chat can't believe just realized that Stick is the same Stick I used to listen to on 104.5 and when I was in Grand Rapids, and that is true. I am the same Stick. And then Steve, apparently we met when I was in Grand Rapids, and he was a volunteer with the Salvation Army. You know how we do Stuff a Studio here. We did Stuff a Bus in Grand Rapids, where we lived on a bus and collected toys for the Salvation Army, and very proud of that because we were the largest single donor in Kent County for the Salvation Army that year, and we did it like 3 years in a row up there in Grand Rapids. Those things are so important. Like, you know, here at Woodward Sports, we do Stuff a Studio. We do a lot of charitable things. You know, the Woodward prom that we did with Wish Upon a Team. And whenever you have a platform like this, if you're not using it to do good things, you're just wasting your time. Honestly, that's why we build it up. Hey, DJ Preview in the background. What's up, DJ Preview? Wanted to talk a little bit about Jameson Williams. He's on the pup list, not going to be able to play till after Week 7. But will he be the best wide receiver out of this rookie class?
So are we saying when? After this year?
Yeah, like career-wise. At the end of the career.
Oh, at the end of the career.
Yeah, that's a collective.
Because this year he's got the injury he's dealing with, so I thought that would be a little low-hanging fruit. But yeah, career-wise. You got a bunch of other guys that you got, you know.
Well, he's got to be one of your odds-on favorite, right?
Yeah. Right.
With the receiver, because speed kills. Hi to Ryan Armani, Fox 2's Ryan Armani, Woodward Sports Networks just walked in, waved. But because speed kills, right? That's the one thing. If he has this top-end speed that we hear about that are incomparable to Tyreek Hills and stuff like this, then he's got something that other people don't have. Right now, we've seen fast guys. We've seen fast guys in the past, you know, not pan out. But to me, right there, if he can catch, right, he's going to run himself into having the opportunity.
Right.
So you know what? It's almost saying like you're lining up cars for a race. Well, there's a Porsche 911 Carrera. Okay. Stock? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fast. You know automatically it's fast.
Right.
Right? You got a Volkswagen. Now you don't know what's under the hood. Now it could be a Hemi, but probably not.
With
right?
some nitrous.
So I think odds on favorite, and he probably would be. Madden ratings came out, right? He was, the speeds, the thing that really, I think he has the ability to blow even what's expected out, right? Because of his agility and the rankings being so low in the 60s, that they recognize how fast he is. They recognize how quick he is, right? I'm just saying, like, that's the one thing. In hockey, you know how fast a guy is. You know if a guy can skate. Now, if he can skate with the puck, if he can shoot the puck, if he can hit the net, that's a different thing.
Right.
This is the speed we're talking about that only a few guys possess. So I think he's set up for success. Now, obviously coming in on the injured list, his availability going to be the number one concern with him? I don't think so. I think it's one of these things that once he gets this injury fully healed, that he comes back hopefully even stronger. So I think you got to like the fact that we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
That you might have a career
Well, that's why they
receiver.
traded up for him, right? I mean,
Well,
that's why you used the asset, and that's why you did what you did.
Up, right? Would you call that like they made a move? They got involved because they moved up 18 spots or whatever, right? But that's making a move. That's doing something. And I guess we mentioned when we talked about with Adam about how do you get rid of the SOL, same old Lions. Well, that's by doing things differently, positive things differently. And to me, that move was one of them. My biggest concern is I don't care if he starts after week 7, if it's 8, if it's 10, 11, I want him to be healthy so that when he goes out there, you and I are looking at each other. I'm watching you at the post-game show, and you're going as nuts as you, the opposite way, positive as you were when Tucker hit that field goal.
Ripped my heart out.
Which was no, but it was just so pure. Mm-hmm. It was like that's. I don't know.
Still hate that moment. Anson loves that moment.
I love
hate
that moment too. Every time they play it, I gotta watch it because it's so
Anson's
pure.
like, bro, we always had that. The season was gonna suck anyways, and we had that moment. I'm like, no, man, I don't want to feel that way ever again.
But here's the thing, Stick. Watch this, because you have that moment, to go back to when they do something special. If they do, because we could say, oh, remember Stick here, and the Tucker field goal. Record-setting field goal.
Oh, 65 yards. Oh, off the
could
crossbar.
be the one that you said. That's sort of like the March 26, 97.
Well, I'm looking at the list of wide receivers that were drafted this year, and obviously Jameson Williams coming out. If he wouldn't have gotten injured with this ACL injury, he probably would have been the number 1 wide receiver off the board. That's debatable, but he would have been maybe 1 or 2, right? And I've been convinced as of late that an ACL injury is not what it used to be. And Braylon's even reassured me, like, hey, man, ACL is nothing anymore. He's going to come back. He's going to be healthy. They've got that figured out. So I'm looking at like a Garrett Wilson who got drafted by the Jets. I like Garrett Wilson coming out. He did very well at Ohio State, but I just don't love his size, and I don't love his quarterback situation. We haven't seen enough out of Zach Wilson besides that, he could smash.
Can I just alter this because Murph came in here and he brought and can I alter this question a little bit because I think we all can agree that James we hope he is and we think he could be. Murph put something in here that said Jamo will be top 5 in 5 years, mentioned in the likes of Jefferson and Chase, right? So maybe the question is, in 5 years, do you believe that he will be mentioned? Is he one of the top? Because that intrigues me more because those 2 guys there we know are at the top of the league. Will Jameson Williams be mentioned at the top of the league in 5 years with these guys? I think, piggyback that onto your answer.
Yeah,
because I
to me, the guy
will.
I'm worried about is Drake London. Of all the guys that got drafted, Drake London is the one guy that I think can have like a stellar Hall of Fame career out of this draft class.
Can they both not?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
But the question is who's going to be better. I think Drake London could have a better career than Jameson Williams. I don't want him to. I want Jameson Williams to be the next Jerry Rice or the next Tyreek Hill.
You had a choice between Drake London or Jameson Williams right now.
Oof.
And you could have either one of them.
Oof. God, that's tough. This is
Flannel.
why I don't get paid the way Brad Holmes does.
Sam Flannel.
I would probably take Jameson Williams, and it's because, and I like Drake London. I think he's going to be great. He's a big, tall receiver who can just get up and high point the ball. But Jameson Williams has that kind of ridiculous, crazy speed that you just can't teach. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone quite to his level when he was in college. To me, Jameson Williams, his ceiling is a better, bigger Deshaun Jackson who runs intermediate routes, doesn't just run go routes, because he can find holes, and if he catches a ball in space, he is gone. I'm a very, very high on Jameson Williams. I think he's going to be great.
Can I get a Legend Killer shirt? I mean, this guy is totally in one day. That's two things I totally agree, right? He is the ability, right? We're not talking out of line that he is a bigger Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
Could faster
189,
maybe.
6'2".
We'll see. What the difference is, one guy has proven to do it in the league. The other one we're waiting to. But
a 4.25 40 too. When I'm looking at this list, Garrett Wilson 4.38, Jameson Williams 4.25, Drake London 4.58, 4.39 Chris Olave, 4.55 Treylon Burks, Josh Dotson, who was supposed to be one of the faster guys, right? 4.43. A 4.25 is blazing fast.
Oh, that's what separates Jameson Williams for me, because I don't think any of the other wide receivers, it's a loaded class, but they don't have an attribute quite like Jameson Williams, just stupid fast, like all-time NFL history fast.
That's world-class speed. It really is.
Oh, that's Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's absolutely insane. So I think obviously Brad Holmes has faith in him. Brad Holmes traded many assets to move up to get him. And I think even though he was injured and where we got him, we still got him on a deal. Like that's a deal for where you can get him. And the guy that normally sits in the seat will tell you.
Contract, and you know what I mean? Everything plays out. We always talk about getting that quarterback, but the receiver is the new quarterback because of where the money has gone. To the Tyreek Hills, to the Devontae Adams, to all these guys. So this could be an absolute bigger blessing in disguise.
Spence, you put this question together. Was there anybody you had in mind when we were talking? I mean, like, we haven't mentioned Sky Moore. We haven't talked about a couple of the other guys that got drafted. And Sky Moore's in a decent situation. He's going to get some balls where he's at in Kansas City.
Yeah, I like Chris Olave a lot. I actually do. Watching him at Ohio State, the guy's route running and hands are elite. He has a lot of elite traits. He's got a lot of speed too, and he did beat out Jameson Williams at Ohio State for that job. So that's one thing. I do think JMO will be better, but Chris Olave is a guy that I think is going to have a really good career. And Christian Watson, like he's a sleeper, but in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be tough. Like, that guy is going to make plays. He's got the speed. He's got the size. He's got the athleticism. So this is a very, very loaded receiver class. But as to, adding on to what Sam was saying, the most elite ability out of every single receiver in this class is Jameson Williams' speed.
I'm interested in Christian Watson too, but I think that is either going to go really good or horribly bad, because Aaron Rodgers is not going to put up with the drops that Christian Watson had in college.
True.
And if he starts, Aaron Rodgers, if he starts not being able to trust you, you are not getting that ball. And then they got that other rookie out of Nevada, Romeo Doubs, who is, more of a possession type wide receiver, good hands, strong hands. He's the type of guy that I feel like Aaron Rodgers will lean more to. Mm-hmm. Christian Watson has all the ability in the world, 6'5", big dude. But I can just see Aaron Rodgers after the 3 drops being like, sit your ass on the bench. I'm never throwing you the ball again.
Yeah, it's true. And like you said, Romeo Doubs is more of a Randall Cobb type guy that we know Aaron Rodgers loves those type of receivers. So he is the guy that I'd be going after in fantasy if, we're picking a Packers receiver, because like you said,
did you draft already?
Christian Watson does have drop problems. So, but he's got all the skill sets to bring to the table. So if he can settle those drops and not be Eric Ebron, then I could see I could see him being a problem for a while in the league.
Yeah, we did my rookie dynasty draft for Fantasy League a couple weeks ago, and then we got our auction coming up in 2 weeks. And I was able to secure Jameson Williams.
Nice.
Fell to me at number 7. I was able to trade back in the 3rd round and still get Dobbs. And then I got Trey, the tight end from Arizona. Trey.
Oh,
I got
yes.
him in the 2nd round. I didn't really like that pick, but he was best on my board, so I took him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have faith in Jameson Williams. I think he's going to be a fantasy stud, and that's the best part about playing dynasty football is I get him for 5 years.
Hell yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, that's what I love about this league is like it's an investment, you know, and running backs are a premium because usually after 5 years, that's pretty much the end of most running backs' careers in the NFL. So you got to draft them as rookies or you're not getting any high-end guys, really.
Yeah, and for all the people talking about his injury in the chat, it's like you said, like ACLs aren't the thing anymore.
Put the camera on yourself.
It's not even.
My camera keeps
you
freezing.
can't.
It's not even.
Like, I'm just sitting here staring.
It's not even the new Tommy John.
No, yeah, it's
right. Like, it's almost you equate whereas Tommy John surgery guys are out a lot longer. Like they figured it out.
Like
how to repair it.
Yeah.
And not have it re-injure. And it's almost like these injuries with the tendons and the arm, they're making them stronger, right? So with technology and stuff like this, so you can't use the same adage. The big mystery that it always will be is the concussions and the head injuries because you can't see CTE and stuff. But I believe like, you know, the groin injuries and the tendon injuries and the ankle injuries. Man, look at Cam Akers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was back before the end of the season.
If you don't see that between health and wellness and the different ways that science and medicine is coming together to put guys back together, but not artificially, but to make them stronger. I mean, you see it with pitchers.
And
I mean, Tommy John is almost like when are you going to get it? And then, then your career starts after that. Look at Verlander this year. I mean, like, so even to that point, right, what I'm looking to see, because does this hamper him at all? And that'll be the first thing to see is when he comes back.
Yeah. You've seen it like 6-7 years ago. Adrian Peterson tore his ACL, came back in 6 months, rushed for 2,000 yards and won the MVP.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I see. You know, I'm watching JMO's Instagram, seeing him do these drills, seeing him going in and out of the cones, and like he looks ready to go.
And once again, can we go back to how nice it is to have a GM that we trust?
Yes.
You know, Brad Holmes did his due diligence. You know, they know everything about this injury, and you know they know the recovery time, and you know the risk that they are aware of going in to spending more capital to get this guy. And if they were comfortable doing it,
think of the difference.
It's pretty
think
clear.
Of the difference right now.
Yeah.
Right. The fact that what you said, that was a Brad Holmes or a Troy Weaver or a Steve Yzerman decision on a 12th overall. Right.
Yep.
If that was Al Avila, right, as good as the player was, as much rehab have you watched,
we'd be freaking out.
Because the due diligence, right? The thing that behind the scenes in Holmes that we trust even more so. And then when you see the eyeball test of what he's doing and moving ahead, it almost did anybody else go, wait, he can't play till week 7, which he'll be super ready to play.
But I will say
I'm saying with what he's doing now, it goes to me is that okay, he's going to be ready. They're not rushing him,
right?
Giving him time. They're doing the right thing.
I will say this, though. Brad Holmes spending 2 of our first 3 picks on injured players is walking up to that line of danger to me. You know, like the Jameson Williams is a risk. The Josh Pascal is another risky thing. But once again, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt until he proves me that he hasn't earned it. And he's definitely earned it up until this point.
No, he has earned it. And regardless, whether it's the ACL, whatever, you know you want to be safe and you know how to be safe. Guardian Alarm.
Hey-o.
They keep you safe, give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. 24/7 local monitoring right from your phone. Make sure what is important to you is safe. So if you want to be part of the Woodward Sports Big D Energy family, you can.
Big D.
Give them a call. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
103 straight days of flannel protection. So give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Stay out.
Stay out of the house. Stay out. Guardian Alarm, your local purity experts. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt at Big Frog in Novi. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long. Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in. Tell them that we, Woodward Sports, sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt or visit them online. BigFrog.com/Novi.
Welcome back to Big D Energy, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We appreciate you for being a part of the show, and make sure you follow us on all social media at Woodward Sports. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. That is Darren McCarty. Flannel Sam is here, and of course Spencer Raxter is also here. And I love this question. I'm assuming you came up with this question, Spencer, because of what was said last week about Rasheed Wallace playing in the NBA today,
Yes.
and how he would be a top 5 player. And
better than Giannis.
I'd say he'd be a top 5 big man. I wouldn't put him in top 5 player category, but he would definitely be in the top 15 for me. And that was the discussion last week. But really, besides Rasheed Wallace, who else from that 2004 team do you think would fit in the NBA today? And I got a couple creative options in my head, too.
Okay.
First guy that comes to mind,
Yeah.
Tayshaun.
That was one of my creative options.
Because of the length, because of
Versatility.
the defense, because of the versatility. Tayshaun might be, and you guys are the basketball guys, but I see him in this day and age as a 6-man.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Off the bench, being able to put up some sick D. You know, sort of, isn't he what we want Killian Hayes? Sort of looking sort of to be a little bit different, but I just think that, you know, defense always travels.
Right.
Defense travels generations. So.
Well, I think with Tayshaun too, in today's NBA, he can play the 4 or the 5.
Well, he's so versatile.
He was kind of like a natural 3 in 04, but now he can play the 4 or the 5.
Yeah, I just think that the versatility is what I look at. You know, you go to Ben, but again, we're getting away from the big man league. You know, the number 5 true centerman and stuff like this. So I could see why the argument would be there. You know, Chauncey's sort of, you know, as Mr. Big Shot and sort of leading. I could see him quarterback, and no matter where he went, you know, you could see, you know, Rip, you know, being there, being able to, you know, peel around the key and hit that, you know, top of the corner key shot. You know,
like mid-range game.
Those which in today's, and he's sort of like the misnomer, right? That's sort of what's out of the game now. It's either dunks or threes. So maybe that'd be it. But who was you probably went to the bench.
I did go to the bench because I didn't want to go with the standard 5, right? Like, you know, we could go with Memo Okur would be my guy. Memo Okur. Well, you guys laugh, but I mean, the big man stretched the floor. You know, he was good at rebounding, great offensive mind. He could pass. When he went to Utah, and that was kind of the debate between him and Sheed. Are we going to re-sign Sheed or are we going to keep Memo? They elected to re-sign Sheed, which is fine. Obviously, you got to re-sign Sheed. He brought you to a championship. But losing Memo Okur took a lot out of that 05 team. It was tough to replace that offense off the bench. And I think the way big men are going today, Memo would be a nice big man if he picked up some handles and maybe lost a few pounds too in the process. But I think he would be my guy moving forward.
Hey, how does this happen?
What?
Did you say Tayshaun at the 5?
I said he could play the 5 in today's game. And he said what, they're laughing about it in the chat?
Yeah.
He could, man. Well, honestly, he had a 7'3" wingspan. The guy was 6'9", 6'10" already. There's centers in the NBA that don't even match up with him lengthwise right now.
Okay.
I think
I'm letting you defend yourself to these guys that said he'd get destroyed.
I don't think he'd get destroyed at all.
No,
I mean, look at
it
a Rudy.
has changed where the 5 isn't the true 5. You need the athletic and this. I guess it depends on who you don't want him guarding. Giannis or stuff like that.
Yeah, Giannis would definitely bully him on the block, but Tayshaun could at least guard Giannis on the perimeter, which a lot of big men have issues with right now.
That's the big play now, right?
Right.
Is can your big man pull out for the 3 and can your guy cover him?
Tayshaun could do all those things.
Right.
The only thing is he was a little bit skinny, right? But, when I think of Tayshaun, I look at him like a Rudy Gobert with better offense. Not quite as defensively sound, but when I'm talking body type, right? And just need to put on a little bit more pounds. Sam, you're over there kind of dismissing what I'm saying. What do you think, man?
Rudy Gobert is 7'2", though.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
But he's lanky as hell, light skin, looks just like Tayshaun.
I mean, I guess looks wise, but Rudy Gobert, I think the disrespect has gone a little bit too far. That dude's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner.
You don't care about Defensive Player of the Years, do you? I thought Ben Wallace wasn't a Hall of Famer.
Fact.
Well, but on
Get the hell out of
offense,
here.
he actually
Can't have it
averages
both
like
ways.
16 and 15 on 70-some% shooting. That also matters because he's 7'2".
That's the only reason. Rudy Gobert's a bum.
But that matters though. When you're Ben Wallace, you're too short to finish at the rim at the level of Rudy Gobert. It matters. It's not a pound for pound game. And I don't even know how we got on Rudy Gobert. I mean, you compared Tayshaun Prince to him, but my answer to who would be the best player in the modern NBA is actually Chauncey Billups. Ooh. Because I'm not going with Tayshaun Prince because he was never an all-star. With all due respect, I like him a lot. And Mehmet Okur was never great for the Pistons. He made an all-star team with Utah. With Chauncey Billups, I think in the modern NBA, he would be a guy who'd have a higher usage rate. There'd be better spacing. He's a 39% career three-point shooter. And that matters in today's NBA, obviously, a lot. And I could see Chauncey Billups in the modern NBA being a guy who averages like 23 and 8 assists and like 5 rebounds on pretty efficiently because of the spacing, because he's going to have the ball more. I think he would thrive. I know a lot of people disagree, but I think Chauncey Billups would be great in today's NBA.
Yeah.
Chauncey's timeless, right? I think Chauncey's game translates to any era. At least his game when he was here in Detroit, right?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, every team in the history of the NBA would want a Chauncey Billups on their team. Every team ever in the history of the NBA, Chauncey Billups, positive attribute to a championship-winning team.
Yeah. What about you, Spence? Who are you thinking?
He's on fire today. He's on fire
Sam is
today.
literally 4 for 4 with his takes today. 4 for 4, buddy.
Yeah. Like Wendy's. But I'm a Tayshaun guy as well. I think, with his athleticism, with his defensive capabilities, he would easily fit on any team. I don't think he can play the 5, but I do think he'd be a good addition to teams. But I'm going to say Rip, because I think what Rip can do, obviously Rip has great defense too. We all know how he hampered Kobe in those finals. We know what he did. The dude ran 6 miles a day because he was running back and forth baseline to baseline in every single offensive possession.
Did you ever hear about Rip's regime running, his routine? He would take his Greyhound dogs out and run them till the dogs were tired.
Yeah,
that is next level.
He's like the older version of Klay Thompson. Like the guy who's just doesn't have the ball in his hand. Yeah, doesn't put the ball on the floor, doesn't have the ball in his hand, is running around to get his open shot, knocking down that open shot, and playing great defense at the same time. So I think Rip would transcend, eras as well. He would be an extremely good asset to a team in the era of 3 and D of spaced basketball. So I think I'm going to go with Rip.
I just had to pull up all the NBA centers that are active right now, and just imagining Tayshaun matching up against them. The top 6, I'm gonna leave. He's not gonna guard Jokic. He's not gonna guard Embiid. He's not gonna guard Towns. Porzingis. I think that'd be a nice matchup. Prince and Porzingis. Harrell. I think you can match up with Harrell, all right. Jared Allen. You think you can match up with Jared Allen, all right?
No,
absolutely
not.
Absolutely not.
No.
JaVale McGee.
No.
You don't think so?
Willie, he's also like 7'3",
that's length.
super lanky.
He's so long.
Robert Williams III.
That's tough.
Isaiah Hartenstein?
Yeah, you could do that.
DeAndre Ayton?
No.
Bam Adebayo?
No.
Daniel Gafford?
Yes.
Clint Capella?
No.
Valanciunas?
No, Jonas Valanciunas has been damn good since he went to Memphis.
Valanciunas has post moves for days.
All right, so maybe I am wrong on this. Damn it.
I mean,
maybe I am wrong.
He could sub in on on
you
a
could check him on the
substitution.
perimeter, yeah. Like I agree with that, but he's too small. Like guys like Valanciunas, Steven Adams, those
Christian
guys would
Wood.
body him in the paint.
Christian Wood. Can we at least agree that he's better than Christian Wood?
Christian Wood's pretty good though.
Yeah,
like
he
I
is.
wouldn't say Christian Wood even.
Also
He's,
very good in the paint.
yes.
What? Christian Wood, the same guy we got rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you saw with the Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very good in the paint.
He catches lobs. He doesn't do anything else.
He can shoot. He's got some post moves. Like it's tough because he's also like he's a lot thicker than Tayshaun, so you just back Tayshaun down.
Yeah, so maybe I was wrong on that. Maybe Tayshaun couldn't have thrived at the 5, but I'd still maybe in some matchups you could put him there.
You could put him there, yeah.
Yeah, you could put him
switch
there.
him off on
I'm
base.
mad at you.
Hey, you know what? Like Neil always says, when you get new information, you're allowed to change your opinion, and that's what I did right now. And I don't think a lot of people understand this. Like live talking, sometimes you're just talking.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I said that.
Yeah.
Oops. But either way, so you're going Chauncey. Who you taking? Rip?
Rip. Yeah.
You're going. Who you
I
taking?
said Tayshaun.
Tayshaun, and I'm going to go with the bench, and I'm going to take Memo. I think Memo would be a nice player in today's game.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
it fit his style a lot better. That's for sure.
But back to the original point, Sheed is probably the guy that could transcend both eras the best, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Sheed, the only thing I think Sheed is missing from his game that like the supreme talented centers have in the game today is to catch the ball on a rebound and push it up court.
Yeah.
We didn't see Sheed lead the break too often.
I do think he could do that though, but I think he'd get ejected before.
Dude, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with Sheed in today's NBA, is that his personal foul, or not his personal fouls, but his like flagrant fouls for mouthing off, and he's gonna be suspended. Like the toughness of the old game that they could transcend. See, to me, it doesn't work because I don't think that he could make himself available enough in this NBA.
I agree. Southpaw Slab says Tayshaun's Wiggins-like, and I can get with that.
All right, Broder, I appreciate
Yeah.
you. Broder's always got my back. The Space Dogs teammate. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Go Space Dogs. We play Thursday night, and if you guys want to come fish watch us
Go
last
Space
Thursday.
Dogs. I think me and Easy might come and make some content.
Fish Dogs get the
drunk, yell
W.
at the refs
We're playing
or
two good
something.
teams next week, so yeah, it's going to be good. You know what else is good? Big Boy Ciabattas, and they're here for you.
Club.
It's about lunchtime. We're about to get off the air. Maybe we'll head to Big Boy and get a sunrise ham and cheddar, or maybe that chicken cordon bleu, or that chicken club, because when you put bacon on anything, I'm here for it. Plus, you get fries and a Pepsi with all your sandwiches, so make sure you go to Big Boy where the Ciabattas are back.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule today. Darren McCarty is here. We have Flannel Sam and Spencer. And you know what? I forgot to bring up one crucial point to the Tayshaun Prince argument about him being able to guard centers. Dude was from Compton. That's all I got to say.
Well, I think to your point somebody made is that when the centers pop out, he could switch off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had that 7'2" wingspan, man. But, yeah, Tayshaun Prince, hell of a player. Anybody on that 04 team. All 12 players on that roster were so crucial, even down to Eldon Campbell, a.k.a. Soup. The way he guarded Shaq one-on-one in those finals cannot be forgotten either. So if anybody knows Eldon Campbell, let him know. We still love him here in Detroit. It's now time of the show for Ask D-Mac. If you got a question for 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, why don't you drop that in the chat right now? And it could be about anything. And D-Mac, I want to ask you, how did yesterday go for you? Because we were at the NAMI event in Novi at the Sheraton. You were on stage with Andre Rison and Eric Hipple talking about really just having a conversation and a Q&A, right?
Well, mental health, obviously, obviously through addiction and, suicide prevention and different things what NAMI does in the state of Michigan and all the people there. It's just the one thing is the compassion. And if you're struggling at all, just understand that there's people out there that have either gone through what you're going with or can relate to you. You're not alone. And I think it's just being open and honest. The big thing is as men, the stigma in the past, not to own your feelings. And I think that as athletes, it's the availability to talk about our issues and stuff. But I think that the big thing of getting out there is that we can't do it alone, right? Because the big thing is connection and facilitation. So if you put us in front of people to be able to tell our story and to be able to figure out the connection, that's one thing, but we need the people to do that. So
right.
To having those events, Sean Jordan and what he's done with the SMA group and everything is priceless. It goes on to the fact with the NFL alumni mental health program, where I'm a former hockey player and I'm a part of that group, which I'm very proud of because, it's really cool every time we get together. And I've known Eric Hipple a long time from being in this town and the stuff that he's gone through, the substance abuse, but his suicide with his son, and just how he's sort of refocused to help everybody else through his story. But it's really cool for me to grow up and Andre Rison is a little bit older than I am, but
right.
I mean I remember him when Spartan days, and I remember him being like the sport like track star, basketball guy, football guy, and we all back in the day remember him because he was a Michigan State guy, went to Atlanta, all this stuff, Left Eye Lopez from
tried to burn down his house,
just all that different things. But to see where my man is now and how it's about connection, about learning and getting through everything else through our journeys. So it's really cool because those guys help me out too and what I'm trying to connect to. So to anybody out there with the compassion, know that you're not alone, to reach out, but also too is that people that need to hear these messages, it's to reach out to the Woodward Sports, to the SMA, to the NAMI and all that stuff to figure it out, because we're all in this together, especially here in the state of Michigan and elsewhere. Bring it all in, no matter where you're at. You're not alone.
Love it. Ask D-Mac from Mike G. Best word of advice from Mr. Kosher.
Best word of advice from Mr. Kosher was when we won the conference championship, where Shaney scored the empty net goal 3-1, where we beat Colorado, and I'm always the last one off the ice, and Joey comes up to me and I'm going nuts. I'm going, man, Papa, because I was thinking, this is awesome. And Joey Kosher, being the father figure, leans into me and whispers in my ear, the next one's even better. That's the best advice, because he was right. Raising that cup was even better than winning the conference championship.
That's awesome. Ask D-Mac, who had the worst tape job on their stick?
That's a good one, because some guys didn't care. Where it just be wrap it up. One of the guys, for as great as he was, who I guess didn't care as much, would be like more of Shanny. Like
really?
he'd have it written down and it'd always be matted out, but sometimes it wouldn't be as consistent. Mine, you know, I get frustrated. You know what the hardest thing about taping your stick is? Getting your knob right. Right? So everybody, if you look at the knob of a stick, right? Everybody
All about the knob.
It's all about the knob.
Just love it.
There's so many different ways, but when you're tape your stick all the time,
right,
you got to get it properly. So sometimes you could have to retape it 3 or 4 times. So it wasn't really the blade of the stick; it was more of the top. Now, if you see, look up a stick rack, or you know, and you'll see at the top where the knob is, they're all different. It's all personal preference. How you like to hold your knob.
How you like to hold your knob.
How do you like to hold your stick?
As D-back, top goal scorer on the Wings this coming season. Who do you think it's going to be?
That's a good one.
If healthy,
yeah,
Jacob Verona.
Yeah.
Jacob Verona's got 40 in him this year.
Kid's a monster.
You said 40?
40, yeah.
40.
Healthy 41.
Love it. And then the final SD-Mac, my knob hasn't worked since the 80s. What should I do?
More tape, buddy. More tape. Just put more tape on it. You're not using the right tape. Might want that grip tape. Then it won't slide. The grip won't slide. It's just too loose.
Of course, it's Mike G.
Yeah, of course, it's Mike G. Yeah, and that's how we're gonna end the show today. Thank you guys for being a part of Big D Energy. Once again, my name is Stick, filling in for Neil Rule. That is Darren McCarty, Flannel Sam, Spencer Raxter, and don't forget, coming up next, we got the Bottom Line from 2 to 4, and then from 5 to 7, the Woodward Heavyweights live right here on the Woodward Mothership homepage on YouTube. So we'll see you later.
Deuces.
Neil Rule will be back. Well, see you later.